Hey YouTube, it's your girl TT.
Shay.
Okay, so we're doing video number 2 of topics that we come up with. And also I'd like to put a little side note in there. Please feel free to give me topic suggestions because we don't have time to be just thinking about stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's nice to think about it, but you know, just please give me something. Today we are going to talk about a lot of people who need to work on their parenting skills. Definitely. There's some people, and I mean, I understand things happen and everybody and their mama getting pregnant and whatever. And I mean, hey man, this to the mothers, that's fine, it's fine. But some people after they have the kid, you see a lot of kids suffer these days, What do you think, Shay?
I personally, I've seen some things happen to children, you know what I'm saying? And kids weren't raised the way we were raised, back in the day. It's different now. It's a mom could be a hoe and her daughter could turn around, be a hoe, and follow her footsteps. You know what I'm saying? And the mother promotes that and she doesn't say nothing about it, you know what I'm saying? Which is really sad because, you should always care about your children, no matter if they're anyway, you should still accept your children, you know what I'm saying?
That's
but
true.
For the simple fact is, for a person to promote their child being a prostitute or a hoochie or things like that, that's not fair. Especially if it's a girl nowadays, it's not really safe for a woman out in the world. And women, prostitutes are turning around and getting raped, you know what I'm saying? And then that mom sends her daughter out to go trick, you know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden it turns bad. Her daughter could come up missing. Her daughter can, anything could happen. And I don't promote the way moms or fathers act towards their children and treat them, you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
there's violence. There's neglect. In fact, you know what? Something was on the news. It was actually a few months ago. I have a friend from work who actually told me about this. The mom, she had a little baby, and I forget how old the baby was, but it was a baby. And then she had a toddler. I think he was like 4 or something. Anyway, she put the little kids in the bathtub, gave them a bath, and then left to go out to eat while they're still in the bathtub. And then she comes back hours later. The baby's dead because it drowned, and the toddler, I guess, made it, but he is like 3rd-degree burns or 2nd-degree or some burns because of neglect, though. You know what I'm saying?
And what happened? Okay, when that happened, I was over in those apartments. Okay, the original story is that the woman had put her toddler and her baby into the tub, you know what I'm saying? Being a toddler, they're very curious. She left them in the tub to go get cigarettes. Or food. Cigarettes and food. That's what she went to go get. And the toddler had turned on the hot water and had jumped out and left his baby brother in there. But he ended up getting burned in the process. She had came back, and her baby was, he was flipped over onto his stomach and he had ended up drowning. That lady's husband wasn't even here. He was somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? He's a soldier. So him having to come back with the loss of a child, that's sad. Because the mom doesn't care enough. Those are your children. You're supposed to watch after your children. If the simple fact is you leave your children to go buy cigarettes and eat, you should have kept your ass at home. Period.
Exactly. I mean, you could have waited. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the bath don't take nothing. Wash the babies up. Take 15-20 minutes. 7-Eleven's always open. So, what they was in a rush for, I have no idea. You know what I'm saying?
It's just how kids get treated nowadays.
It's ridiculous. And, I don't know. People who beat their children, I believe in discipline, don't get me wrong, you know what I'm saying? Because my mama, she didn't just go, oh, bad TT. No, she gave me my ass whoopings. Yes, she did. But,
we all lived together and we were never,
it wasn't abuse. It was discipline. You know what I'm saying? There's difference. Discipline and then there's beating the shit out your kid.
There's a story, for instance. This little girl, survived 18 years. 18 years, TT. In a tent in the back of somebody's house.
Wow.
And escaped at 18. She
had children. Escape.
She had children in that tent and everything.
Dang.
Her living conditions weren't even safe for a human to live in, and she made it out at 18.
Yeah, see, I'd have been escaped.
So what I'm thinking is, where were the parents at this time? Or were those her parents that locked her up in the back? You know what I'm saying? Like, when you know, the living conditions she in, you know, you can imagine, you know, how it smelled. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't you have, like, wanted to check, be the nosy neighbor and check to see what's back there? That little girl could have made it out years ago, you know what I'm saying? Instead of being 18 and still stuck in there.
That is true. That is very true.
Like, I'm sorry, you know, I wouldn't let my, you know, I wouldn't do the shit that people do to their kids.
It's inhumane. You know, I don't know. I feel like some people think that you should take a test and have a license to have kids, which is kind of ridiculous because shit happens, and how you just gonna take a test before you decide to have a baby?
But see, some people's chromosomes don't mix.
Yeah, that's true.
So what I'm thinking is, before people have children, if you don't want children, don't think about having them.
Wrap it up
and keep it safe. Safe sex is always the best sex.
Yes. And abstinence, you know, too.
Yeah.
But, I mean, hey, man. Hey, it's a beautiful thing. However, I mean, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, I'm one to say, if I have a kid, I want to be able to afford one. I mean, don't get me wrong, shit happens, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I be telling mine, wrap it up. We don't have time for this,
you know, like,
and all this other bullshit.
Honestly, for people to treat their kids the way they do, like, some kids grow up, like, especially some boys in the United States, they grow up without fathers. Like,
responsibility.
I can relate, you know, to my, you know, mine not being there, you know what I'm saying? My mom was always the mom and the dad. Mm-hmm. You can even, you know,
there's lots of mom out there.
My mom raised us, you know, my dad wasn't there all the time, you know what I'm saying? So, for the kids that, you know, the dads ain't there or the moms aren't there, I don't know how it feels to not be with my mom, but I know how it feels to not be with my dad. So really,
most kids in America do feel like, you know, they either go through it that they don't have a parent from the get, or they don't, or they eventually not have one. I mean, some people are real lucky. They end up with both of their parents for a long time, and they remember being with their parents for a long time. Both of them. So, rate, comment, subscribe. Do what you got to do. You know, any comments that you have about this topic, good, bad, positive, negative, whatever, do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't care.
Deuces.
Deuce.